hole and pick a guy and dig a hole and tomorrow that you'll you'll see all your guys in your outfit. So on the way in, when they were taking us to where it was, on the way in to the hedgerow, it started in hedgerows. That's where the fighting all started, in hedgerows. One hedgerow to another hedgerow. We were in the hedgerow. You dug the holes, and it was like on the way in here. I forgot to tell you. On the way into your hedgerow, where they were bringing you, the jeep. That was the guy that we were following in the jeep. He would goes in the driveway, goes into the hedgerow, and there the guy got wounded. He's got something with his leg. His jeep blew up. He hit a mine. Yeah. And they made us stay there for about an hour or so before we could do anything. Then they finally moved us in.
This was in France, Bob?
This
was in France?
Yeah, this was in France. This was in just before you went into Cherbourg.
Okay.
And let's see, where was I? And well, anyway, the guy got taken back to the hospital, and we stayed there, and you could hear what the heck are they?
The howitzer, machine guns?
No. The things they use are just throwing. They're what were they called?
What did it do? Did it like mask sound?
They pull a cord on it and they throw it over the hedge. Huh?
Potato magnets? Is that what you call them?
That's what they were. Yeah, theirs was like that, and ours was the regular
hand grenade.
Huh? Hand grenade. Ours was a regular hand grenade. Theirs was with a bar on it, like they just threw it at you. They and threw it at you. So anyway, we get up the next day, and we finally get with the guys that we were going to be with, our outfit, Company B. So they told us to pick a partner and start digging a hole. So we picked a partner and started digging, right, before we even start going into Cherbourg. But as we were digging a hole, someone walked by and he had a 5-gallon can of water on his shoulder. And it was my guy that I went to school with. It was in my class. We were together in grammar school, and his father owned the coal yard across the street from where I lived. So we were in different classes together, and he stopped it. He dropped the water. He had a 5-gallon can. He dropped the water. He came over. We started talking for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Then he was called away, and he had to go to join us out. And he was a sergeant. I was just a buck corporal. I saw private. So we had a nice conversation, and that after that we after digging holes and everything else, they told us to pack up. We're leaving. We're going. So we start going, and he's in front of us. I was in a mortar squad. He was in a rifle squad, and they were in front of us, and they were going through the village there that they had that was there. I don't remember the name of it, but then all of a sudden I hear a guy screaming, I'm hit. He's yelling. This was this friend of mine. He got hit in the leg. He had just come back from the hospital being shot right here, right across the lip, like this. The scar was still there. He got shot in the leg, and he was limping back. And, it burned. He was going, it burned. So I didn't see him one more after that. He was in the hospital, and then when he came back, we were in a different area. Yeah. So
Frank.
It ends up, his name was Frank Guido.
Guido.
His father owned the coal place across. So it just so happens that I didn't see him anymore. But later on, like a month or so later, I was told he was killed. He went to see, he was with the, let me have a Kleenex carry, please. He was with the armored division. And another friend of ours was there that we went to school with. His name was Montesi. I don't remember his last name. In fact, we used to play ball together. And he was in a tank outfit. And they shelled the Germans shelled that area, and that's where this kid got killed. Yeah. They hit the tank, and the other kid didn't get burned, but Frank got killed. That's where he died, right there. And I didn't see, naturally I didn't see him anymore, but that was the beginning of it. And then we walked through Cherbourg, and all you see was walls standing. That's all. They bombed that for hours that morning. They just hit it like hell. And that's when we made the big push. That's where the big push started, right there. And well, that was like a week or so into it, and then we just kept on following, going where we had to go. We crossed the what the heck was it? The Meuse River.
Yeah, Belgium, the Meuse. I just want to ask that.
We went across the Meuse River, and we got shelled over there. We were the only thing was we were on it was like a big mountain wall, and that's where we stayed. Because we were in the mortar squad, that's where we stayed. But other guys were moving up, and they finally took the place. They finally took the ground that they were supposed to be taking. And I mean, you see this guy today, tomorrow, you don't know where he is, and he's probably dead or wounded. And that was like the first week or so in going into combat. But then there was a lot of other stories too. Like we had a general. He was not a general. He was just below a general. The heck was it?
Major?
No. What's above a major?
Corporal? Captain?
No.
Sergeant?
No.
Well, whatever it was, he was one of our leaders. He was our boss. This guy, and we were going into this area where they were the 29th Infantry Division was getting the hell beat out of them, and they made us go in and let them go out. They were going out, and this guy was cursed. He must have been a
captain.
No, he wasn't a captain. He was above a captain. What the hell you call him? Colonel. He was a colonel, right? And his name was, we knew him by Hardtack. They called him Hardtack. He had an article. He had an article in
Quentin Hardage.
Huh?
His name is Quentin Hardage.
Is that what it was? Yeah. I didn't know his name. That's all we knew him by.
What's his name? What was his name?
Quentin Hardage.
Hard Edge.
He was a tough son of a bitch.
I'm still in touch with his son as well.
Oh, really?
Say that again. Sorry.
It's like hard, H-R-A-D, and then H-A-G-E.
Hard age.
Hard Edge.
But you're still in.
Hardtack.
You're still in touch with his son, though.
Yes.
Wow.
With him? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
with his son. Yeah.
He was tough as nails, man.
Where do they live? Do you know?
I only recently met him. I can look it up, but I can send you an email with
yeah, please do. That'd be nice.
Oh, by the way, my dad just joined as well.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. and he was tough as nails, man. I tell you.
Was he your?
Huh?
Was he like in charge of
Colonel,
you?
yeah, he was our colonel.
But was he in charge of you?
Of our outfit. Oh
his
yeah.
outfit, yeah.
We were going in to take over. He was bringing us in to take over for the 29th Infantry Division at the time, right? And these guys were coming out. They were coming out of where we were going, right? And they were making a lot of noise, and he was cursing the hell out of them. You should have heard him. I could hear him. You could hear him a mile away. What are you doing, you dummy? You know, he was tough as nails, man. It was something else. I'm telling you.
Do you maybe also recall a Captain Wise?
Who?
Captain Weiss.
Captain Wise.
I didn't know nobody else. Believe me, I didn't know no sergeants. I didn't know no lieutenants or anything. I just did what they told me to do, and that was it. And I didn't get no names.
Yeah.
So,
That one guy.
Yeah. Hard
so
to-
we went across the Muse River at night.
Okay, yeah.
We had a battle after that. We went but I was in the mortar squad, and all I heard was that we put a couple of two houses, two buildings, and these guys start running. That's all I know about that. And there was a time when we got lost. Me and another guy got lost from our outfit.
Okay.
We got lost, and we stayed with an artillery outfit. And they finally found out where the 9th Infantry was. They told us where it was, and he told us how to get there. And me and this other guy, I don't even know his name. Me and this other guy, we start walking. We got there. We found our outfit, and the guy, the cook, was just getting ready to send a note home, missing in action. We made that in time. My sisters would have been crazy.
Nope. Your video is turned off. Oh no, what happened there? Call.
You still have the connection?
Yeah, I got the connection. I'm calling him back right now.
I wonder why he's so interested in it.
I went to see that kid's mother that
Well, I
died.
figured we'd do it after.
I went to see that kid's parents that
Guido?
got killed.
Guido?
Yeah, I was home at the time that I heard.
Oh, you were home when you found out he died.
I had already been wounded, and
Oh, man, come on.
I got home. He got wounded 3 times, this kid. The 3rd time he
I can't
died,
believe
he
that.
got killed.
That's
Huh?
crazy. That he got hurt so many times, and then
We got across here,
in
got
his
it in
leg.
the leg, and the next time he got killed.
So sad.
He was a good kid, too.
A lot of people died.
And I keep reading book after book after book. I keep reading book after book. I feel bad for not bad, but France, they didn't even try.
Wow.
No, they gave up.
They gave up so fast.
France? What could they do? They were overwhelmed.
They
were
were
totally
completely
They were
overwhelmed. I just read 2 books reading 2 books about France and how
But they had
they
the
tried.
They had the underground. They tried
yeah.
their best. They tried.
But did you ever bump into any people that were part of the resistance?
That what?
That were part of the resistance?
No, not that I know of. Not that I know of.
I mean, you might not have known.
When we walked,
Oh,
when
what?
we a couple of places
What the hell is
that
going on with the internet?
we walked in,
Nothing on my end.
Something going on with our internet.
we walked
Hours.
in, and when we were walking down the street, and people were out there with wine and bread and stuff,
Feeding you.
Yeah, they were doing whatever they could do for us. They were so happy, They were. It was terrible. It was really bad.
Well, because they were they had nothing.
Yeah.
Their rations, they
I
didn't
know.
have fish or meat.
Shit! What the hell is going on with this internet?
It's on. It's saying it's connected.
Yeah, but it's saying it's connected, but it's not.
Oh,
You want some water pop? You want water?
Max, what was that? Yeah,
I was out.
my lips are dry.
I know, that's why I made Dad give you water.
Thank you. Food.
Can you have 5 downstairs?
They fill this stuff up all the way, don't they?
They sure do.
Jeez.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
You have 5 downstairs.
Are you in the city? Oh, there's no internet. That's weird.
Here?
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, I just did.
What?
Still no internet. You gotta
Are you in the
reset
closet,
it.
Max?
Did you reset it? There's no internet.
Should use my computer.
It doesn't matter if you use your computer or not. There's still no internet.
I have that Verizon phone.
Oh, you have a hotspot? Dad has a hotspot. Oh, now it's working. Nope, no, it's not.
Did you push the button in the back?
So when you were talking just now about when you got lost, that was all in Sherborne?
It was as we were going in, and we both probably overslept. They didn't wake us or something. So generally, guys pump you,
Yeah.
get you up. Maybe they didn't see us. Who the hell knows?
But the two of you were in a foxhole together?
Yeah, you don't even know who the hell they were. I don't
Yeah.
know who the hell. I don't remember one guy's name. Believe me.
Probably because you just block it out.
Yeah. 'Cause you always, today they're here, tomorrow they're gone.
Right. Yeah. So he's interested in knowing about that forest.
The Hurricane Forest. Yeah,
Hurricane Forest.
We walked through there. And right after that is when I got here. Right after that Hurricane Forest.
But you were in the Battle of Hurricane Forest.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, we were walking through the forest.
What?
When,
There's still no internet.
when they started hitting us with the tree burst, right? When they started hitting with the tree burst, we went to the street.
What's a tree burst?
No, they aimed the at the target. They use trees.
Okay.
They try to hit the tree and the dead shell comes out like it flares out
Okay.
and it hits the guys.
But was it like shrapnel that flared out?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had 2 guys right next to me killed. 2 guys right next to me killed. I'm in the middle. I was in the middle. One was here, one was here, and two guys got killed, and one guy got over here in his leg. He had holes in his leg. He was jumping all over. It was so hot.
Right next to you?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And this was all in the Hurricane Forest Battle of Hurricane Forest?
That was that.
Get
part.
Dad's hotspot.
We had another.
The
We had a
backpack
sergeant.
that's in the
Huh?
No.
by my
okay.
computer.
You keep talking.
We had a
Go
sergeant.
help him.
Right
We had a sergeant.
Uh-huh.
That was tough as nails. He was,
This
I
guy,
don't
the
know how
same
these
guy?
guys do it. I can never be the way they were.
This the same guy or a different guy?
No. This is a sergeant.
Okay.
He was a top sergeant, a tech sergeant. We were at the border of Holland, right? And
Of Holland, the country.
You know. Do you ever see that movie where the wheels going around? The wheels going around in Holland.
Yeah.
And the guys are fighting. Well, we were right in that area, right? Me and 2 or 3 other guys. He told us to stay back. He was going in to find out what was there. When he went in, there was a tank, a German tank, and breaking up, shooting houses and stuff, killing people. And he did something about it. This guy, he went in by himself.
By himself.
Yeah, he went in by himself. But he got away. He ran around, and so the guys couldn't shoot him. They couldn't get him.
Right.
But he finally knocked the damn tank out. Yeah,
By
and
himself.
then another time he was taking a prisoner back. wherever they were bringing the prisoners. He was taking them back, and before he took them back, the guy he seen this prisoner. The guy another soldier had the prisoner, and he looked at him, and he walked with him. He walked with him, and he sees this guy sees a ring on his finger, and he says to him, the sergeant. He sees the ring on his finger, and he's looking at the ring. He says, "Can I see that ring?" He looked at the ring, and it had his brother's name on it. The guy had children.
The German guy.
Yeah, had children.
And he asked for, and the American asked for the ring.
Yeah. He looked at the ring. He says, it looked awful familiar to him. You know?
It's not working.
He took it off his finger.
But how do you find this German guy?
Huh?
How do you find this German guy?
He was just, he was bringing them back to get, they captured him.
Okay.
And he just happened to see it.
They captured the German guy.
Yeah, it was just an accident that he did see.
Yeah, try connecting to.
He walked him back. He told the guy, he says, "I'll take him back. Don't worry about it. I'll take him back."
See something.
Take him back to capture.
What does it look like?
Take him back.
Is that it right there?
Take him back to
What's it say?
It's
like a bunch of Verizon
guys were bringing them.
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Because they captured him.
Wi-Fi?
They were
What's the
bringing
password?
him back to the
prisoner. Yeah.
Wherever it is. And he says, he looked at it. He looked at the ring. He says, this ring is very familiar. He was saying to himself, because the guy was German, he would understand.
Speaking, that's right.
You know, so he's walking back. He shot him. He killed him.
Because he killed his brother.
Yeah, right. That's he took the ring off his brother when he was dead.
Yeah.
So he shot him.
Good for him.
Then he took his ring back. I couldn't believe that story.
Who had you hear that story?
Huh?
How did you hear that story?
Huh?
How did you hear that story?
One of the guys told me.
Did you know that guy?
I knew the sergeant, yeah, but I didn't know about that at the time.
But you had met that sergeant.
But then I got wounded, and that was it. I just forgot about everything.
Yeah, I mean, you're concerned about yourself. It's working for me.
It's working on your phone?
What is my Wi-Fi?
It's just trying to connect.
The first night out
No,
coming
it's
home.
not working on my phone.
Oh, that's another thing. We were in Vivieres.
Okay.
When I
It
got
says the
wounded,
Wi-Fi's on.
they took us to the hospital in Vivieres.
Right, but it's not connecting to your
And,
thing. It
when
doesn't
we
know the
got
password.
to the hospital, it was raining like hell.
This is the hospital, not when you were in the hospital.
No, this was in Vivieres, France.
This is when you were fighting.
Oh,
the
when I
stuff.
was in the hospital. No, this is when I went to the hospital after I got wounded.
Okay.
They took us from one hospital. They took us to Vivieres, and from Vivieres we were going to get on a plane.
Plane.
And we were going to get on a plane and go to England. Go back in the hospital in England.
Right.
Requires a W.
So that night we were in like hell.
1313? No.
It was
It won't
pouring.
let me join.
In
it.
And we
Vivieres.
didn't.
Try,
It was
Okay.
pouring, and they
SDM.
didn't take us. They put us on a boat
10010.
to go back. And that same night was when Glenn Miller was flying to
Right.
England.
And his plane went down.
And his plane went down. They never heard it.
SDM
They never found it. They never
Still
heard
never.
it.
No.
Nope.
Well,
They never
Yeah, it
found it.
says invalid password.
And you know what happened to Vivieres Hospital?
It
They
blew
did
up, right?
1313.
It got
Bombed.
bombed.
1313
The next
isn't
day,
enough.
right?
The
So if I
next
type
day, they
1313,
bombed the hell
I
out
still
of it.
can't.
A lot of guys got killed.
Still can't hit pass.
Try
Talk about being
10010.
lucky, right? Being
SDN.
Very
Capital
lucky.
SDM?
I don't
Huh?
know.
Very lucky. A lot of things that happened to you, huh?
oh, jeez.
But you saw it.
The one thing I'll never tell him though,
Why not?
but I'll tell you. The one thing that you
Usually
don't
it
talk
connects right away. I don't even know what the
when we
password
were
is.
when
Because
we
it's
were
saved in the
taking
computer,
us
that's why.
to an area where we were supposed to be shot, where we were supposed to be assigned.
If you
Did
you go to the Wi-Fi connections?
They put
Is
us
that how
in
you found
trucks.
it? And then
Yeah.
you go along the
They
right.
put us in trucks, about 6 or 7 trucks, 8 trucks,
Right.
you know,
It's right there.
and we're going along the road.
This is when you were where?
Yeah.
This is when you were where?
Germany. It was in Germany, I think, beginning of Germany. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't beginning of
Try
Germany.
131313. Just
Uh,
try do that.
It was in France, but I don't remember where. I don't
Okay.
know. I
After-
don't know.
After
So,
Sherburne,
you know,
after
this was when before I got killed, wounded. We were driving in his truck.
Just one
There's
thing.
about about 25, 30 guys, more than that in the truck, right? And there must have been about 8 or 10 trucks, and they were taking us to where we were supposed to be going. All of a sudden, they start hearing bombs bursting in the air, you know, shells hitting and stuff on the road. So they stopped the trucks. The guys stopped the trucks. They got out of the trucks, and they went back. They ran, I ain't going there. I ain't going there. That's no guy. That's you know, they were all the drivers,
really?
every one of them.
It was a black infantry.
Yeah,
But Americans?
They ran back. I ain't going up there. The guys, some of the guys in the trucks knew how to drive them, so they drove. They drove.
The African American troops.
No, Americans.
But they're
Yeah.
they're black.
No, they were white.
Oh,
These guys didn't want no part of it.
because they didn't know how to drive the truck?
Well, because what do you mean
They got scared?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear shells going off,
You're not going.
and you're heading into it.
Yeah. But you guys were
Yeah,
all
I'll
on the
tell
same
you,
path.
I tell you, I was lucky. God must have been watching over me. My mother must have been praying like hell for me because it was you know, did I ever tell you we were in the rest area one time and the sergeant
Download Skype
comes
on
up to
your
us and says, I
laptop.
got a detail for you, me and another guy. Now the other guy was practicing. He was going to be a preacher.
He was practicing to be a
Yeah,
preacher?
he was learning. You know, he
Okay.
was supposed to be. He wasn't even supposed.
He was a
to be there.
clergyman.
Yeah, but I don't see how they could break them go up to the front. But anyway, him and I got a detail,
Okay.
and you know what the detail was?
What?
Picking up that bodies and throwing them in the truck.
Of
And
Americans.
all you see, all they had was was bones. It was just bones. You just pick them up and throw them in the truck. Throw them in the truck. They had their tags on yet, you know. They had their tags.
Were
on.
they already
They
already
were
decomposing?
German. They were
Oh,
German.
German.
Yeah, they were German. That was one of the worst things. Let me tell you.
So you're gonna pick up German bodies.
Yeah, we
Put
had.
them in a
They were like just bones. It was just bones. That's all it was.
Because their
Well,
bodies decomposed?
nobody touched them before. They disintegrated like
disintegrated
their
already.
their skin and stuff. There was
Oh.
nothing there, just bones, and a tag on her neck or wherever it was.
So
I
what'd
don't
you
know
do
where
with
it
the
was.
bodies?
Huh?
What did you do with the bodies?
Throw them on a truck.
And
I
then
don't know
what?
what they did with them. I don't know. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did with them. We picked up about 4 or 5. Him and I.
Oof.
There was nothing to them. They just,
Yeah.
you know, there was no skin on them, nothing, just bones and the skeleton, like. You know?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was the worst thing I ever did.
Were you close to Normandy at that point?
No, we were going almost into Germany.
At that point.
Yeah. We were at the hurricane. When I got hit, I was. They said, you know, it's pretty safe now. You know, it was getting to be where we were.
Americans were
okay, yeah.
advancing.
So we how was I going to say? How was it going?
You were advancing.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, we're standing there. It was, and we put up a tent, me and another guy. We had the tent, and we put it up because they said it was okay, you know, put up the tent, we put it up. We said that we had our blankets, we put them on the ground, and you sleep. But that day, a buzz bomb, they put a buzz bomb, came through and landed. We were up here, and buzz bomb landed down here, about maybe 30, 40 feet away, right? And boom, Carrie, I got down as far down in that dirt as I could.
You heard it going.
As far as I could. I lifted my head up and I seen rocks and tree branches and everything smoking, everything flying. And man, I tried to get down deeper. Believe me, the only reason I didn't get killed was because we were like this. We were up here, and the bomb landed down this way, and the explosion was like, but limbs were flying. I just opened my eyes a little bit, and limbs were flying, trees were flying. I tried to get down as far as I could in the dirt. Believe me.
So it was your whole group,
Yeah.
not just you two.
The whole company, our whole company.
And people
Yeah,
were
but it
scattered
was
all
our
over.
whole outfit. They were up there, the guys up here, the guys on the top of the hill. One guy fell after the explosion. He fell in the ditch. He was running to the hole, and his leg broke. He broke his leg. The concussion was so bad. That's why I can't hear.
Guys, I got to work. Yuri, I'm sorry about that.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Yuri.
We're back.
Hi.
Hey, I sent you an email, but the internet connection went out. So
We're back now, though.
Okay, yeah, I figured, yeah, you were offline, so...
yeah, we just lost connection, but we're back. Sorry about that.
yeah, that can happen. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, my sister and my grandfather kept talking though, for some time, just to like keep the conversation going. And we have a bunch of stuff that we videotaped that we recorded that maybe we could send you
All right.
later on. But yeah, so where do we leave off?
I just checked, by the way, and the son of Quentin Hardage, he lives in Mississippi.
Oh,
That's
hardtack
Hardtack's son.
son.
Oh yeah, that was.
The son lives in Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless him.
He
Next time he talks to him,
Did his father survive?
He was
No.
great.
Yeah, he survived, yeah.
yeah.
When did he pass?
He passed away, I think, well, I only got in touch with him like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
And, he sent me a bunch of stuff, but I'll forward it to you. It might be interesting
Cool.
to read also for Steven.
For sure, yeah. I'm sure you would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time you talk to him, you got to tell him that you met somebody that served underneath him and served with him.
Yes, yeah, I'll certainly do that.
It's more like
He must have been a badass.
he was, man. I'm telling you. I couldn't believe that he was just standing there and those trucks were riding by and he was cursing the hell out of them because they were making so much noise. We're trying to go in quiet and they're coming out and making a hell of a bomb. And he was pissed. Man, he was pissed.
Yeah. And that was in Belgium, right? But near the Meuse crossing?
It was, like near Belgium and France, in that area there, someplace.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was telling Carrie about the sergeant we had. He was another tough dude. He was tough as nails. I couldn't believe it. I can't remember names. I didn't remember anybody's names. Believe me.
Well, maybe he knows him.
Only because of my friend. Oh, he was tough. This kid. He wasn't a kid. He was regular Army. I think he was regular Army. Because you don't get like that when you're a recruit. Believe me, some of these guys.
But this is a different guy that you're talking about than Hardage.
He was a sergeant. This guy was a sergeant. He was good.
You should tell him that story that you told me about how he saw a mortar and he took it out, a German tank.
Oh yeah, well he took I think the sergeant helped take out a tank inside of Holland, just in the border of Holland. It was right in that area, and it was right near what do they call those water things?
A mill.
Milk.
Yeah, the mill, right near a mill. and
Yeah.
he went in by himself. But, well, I didn't see nobody else with him. He went in by himself, and there was a German tank in there, and
Yeah.
he tried to take it out, and I guess he did because we got out of there safe.
You didn't see a tank.
I guess he done something, and but that was about as far into Holland that we went.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that was just, we got out of there later on. So what else?
Yeah.
There was a lot. I was talking to my granddaughter about when we got hit. When we got hit, when I got hit, it wasn't just me. It was our outfit. We were in a rest area. They were giving us some time, and we were on the side of a mountain, and that's where I got wounded right there. A buzz bomb landed in our area I would say about 40 feet away, but like the hill, it was a hill, like it was a hill or a mountain, whatever you want to call it, and we were up here, and the bomb landed down here. The buzz bomb, it was a buzz bomb, and it landed down here and it exploded, and when it exploded, the trees, everything, and I picked my head up a little bit. You know, I went into the ground and I stayed as low as I could, and I just opened my eyes a little bit. And I could see branches and leaves and dirt and crap flying over my head. Right? They were just missing me. The tree leaves, the
Trunks
branches.
and branches.
The
Yeah.
You know? And finally, when it was over, I was down here, and this other guy was way up on the top of the hill, and he was going into his foxhole when it happened. When he went into his spot, he was going into his foxhole. The concussion, his leg broke. He had running, and he got a broken leg. I don't know. I guess he must have fell wrong or something. You know, but a lot of guys got wounded there that day. A lot of guys. And that's where I lost my hearing, and a lot of other stuff.
Was that?
I lost everything I had. I didn't have nothing.
Was that in the Hurricane Forest where that happened?
No, that was on. It must have been near the Hurricane Forest
Okay.
because there was branches flying. Everything was flying.
How many days later?
Do you remember how many days later it was?
Huh?
Do you remember how many days later it was from the Hurricane Forest battle?
Oh no, I don't remember. No. And we crossed. Did I tell you we crossed the Neuse River?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We crossed the Neuse
the
River.
night.
We had a little battle there, and at night we did it. We crossed at night, and we had to stay on the other. We stood on the other side. It was out like on the side of a mountain, like where we were, and they told us that you can't do nothing until tomorrow. You know, so we tried to get some rest. But, what kind of rest can you get when you know you're almost going to get killed or something, you know? So, the
Did
next
you cross
day,
in those small boats?
yeah, we did. We were in little canoes. They were maybe 10 or 12, 15 guys in the boat. That's about it.
Oh, so it was big.
What was the boat? Huh?
That was a big water to cross.
No. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the river
Rivers,
itself.
yeah.
right
River's
across.
probably big, yeah.
Yeah. It was,
I was thinking you crossed on a footpath.
No. We were in on a canoe. Ship.
That the engineers dragged those boats down along the line for all the troops to get in.
No.
So
And it was even one of the outfits they thought they crossed, but they hit an island in the middle of the river.
oh, wow.
So then they found out, but the boats they went back, so they had to swim back again, and then they had to get into the boats again to get to the real other side.
Oh, my gosh.
You're like, I'm here. Just
Right.
kidding.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that was one of the outfits in the 9th Infantry?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Did you hear about that when you were over there, Pop?
What?
About some guys that happened to?
They thought they were there. They
Well, 'cause
thought they
there
were on
was
the
an
other
island.
side,
Yeah.
but they hit an island.
Oh God.
in the middle
And
of
then-
the
and then
river.
the- They let them. They got out of the boats,
Oh yeah.
but they were on an island. But the boats left,
Oh.
So they had to
so they
swim
swim
back.
to the other side.
No, they had to swim back.
Oh, swim back and get
And
back
then
on
get
the
back
boats.
on the boats to bring it back across.
Better than
Okay.
us.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
I was also in touch with another veteran. I'm not sure. I think it was in the 60s regiment as well. And he made it to the other side, but he had to get back to relay some messages to his commander. And he basically took off all of his clothes except for his trunks, and he swam back. And then he gave the message, and then they were like, "Wait, where's your weapon? Where's all your gear?" And he's like, "Well, I had to get here to give this message to you." And they made him swim back straight away. So it was pretty
Oh
hard.
man!
Nice.
Wow, it's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Did he make it?
Did he make it back?
Yes, yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's a
And,
story.
Yeah.
and I visited the forest, the Rutgen forest, many times. So I did a lot of research to to the Company B area as well. So through my reports and documentation, I've been able to pinpoint a lot of the areas where they were sleeping in the foxholes and where they were just
Oh,
staying.
you know Shadow Thierry? Shadow Thierry. Chateau Thierry.
Chateau.
From the First World War
Yes,
in
yes.
France. I slept there. Let me tell you what happened. You know how the trenches are, right? You know how the trenches are? Well,
Yeah.
I set up a tent. I set up a tent on a. See, you know how the trenches go like this and like this. Well, I set a tent up right there on one of the things there on one of the sides. So
Yeah.
I got it up, and I said, "Well, maybe I'll get some sleep tonight," you know. So all of a sudden it started pouring, and you know what the trenches are like, and the tent went down. That's how hard it was raining. The tent went down. I didn't even bother. I just stayed there, and I didn't care about it. Let the water hit me. The hell with it. But we couldn't do nothing about it. We couldn't do. The tents all. Whoever had a tent, right? They all broke. You couldn't do nothing with them. So you just
So you're just sitting there.
stay there and lay down. That's
So,
all.
so you laid down.
But
in the
make sure
trenches
you're
there.
working down at the bottom. You had to be on the top.
Right.
Because the trenches, you don't want to be in the trench. You want to be on the top of the trench
Mm.
because you'll get drowned down
You'll
there.
drown.
Yeah. That
Wow.
was a hell of a night that night.
In the Rutgen forest, you had to cover your foxholes with logs, like wood, as well for the tree bursts.
Did
You
you have to?
have a foxhole. You dug a foxhole, and because you're only how long are you going to be there? How long are you going to be there? From one day to the next, one night to the next. You dig, you go down as far as you can go, and then you stop, and the next day you do another one if you have to. You know?
He asked, did you cover it?
Did
Did
you
you
ever
cover
cover
it?
it?
Did you ever cover it with logs
No.
Or other
never.
like
No, I
bits of
never
trees?
did. I never did.
to hide it?
None of us did.
Well, it's a protection from tree bursts too.
Oh.
So when the mortars are coming in, they're hitting the
He's
trees.
saying they didn't stay in any one place. That long.
Right, but he's saying, yeah, exactly. He's saying they were on the move so much that,
Every day you're in a different area.
yeah.
You know, you keep you just follow the leader. That's all. When you're a private, that's what you do.
So didn't you have a story about how you went behind enemy lines to deliver detonators to engineers?
Oh yeah, well,
Why don't you tell them about that
you
one?
did. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what it is. I can only explain it one way. Do you remember a movie where the guys are going one way and the Germans are going another way,
Longest day, right?
and they don't see each other by
Yes.
a brick? Well, I swear to God, this happened. We were delivering detonators. We were taking detonators to the guys that were stringing wire, right?
Yeah.
So we're walking, and I look up, and like this. They're up in the air, up in the air. Like there was like a little ledge right here. The Germans were walking one way, and we were walking this way, and I could hear them. At the time, I could hear them talking. I don't know what they were saying, but they were walking straight on up on the ridge. They were walking straight, and we were going toward the guys that were going to get the detonators. And I was going, hey, I was going, and nobody heard me. I said, the hell with it, I ain't going to yell. I swear to God, I said to myself, I'm not going to yell. Because if they don't see us, they won't do nothing.
Yeah.
So I just kept on going right to where we had to go and deliver the stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And I had these damn things on me, and I didn't know they could go off on you. It was
They were
whatever
live?
they were,
Yeah.
they could go off on you. And I had them in my pocket. I didn't know. Well, I didn't know nothing about this stuff. I swear to
And
God.
didn't they say something to you when you gave them the detonators? Didn't they say
said,
like,
"What the hell, you
yeah,
crazy?"
like, you're pretty crazy? You didn't realize it's gonna go off or something?
Yeah. Jeez. I never again.
I'm sure.
Never
It's
again.
a funny story. My
can laugh
dad, when
about
he
it
was
now.
younger, he found a World War II hand grenade somewhere,
Huh.
and he put it on the back of his bike all the way home, and then it didn't blow up, luckily. And then his mom said, "Where did you find it? Go and put it back." So he biked back again, and placed the grenade there again. This old rusty grenade.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
wow, that's unbelievable.
And where was that? Where was that?
And it was somewhere in Belgium.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
His dad joined. Was he?
But now, if you walk through the Hurtgen forest, we were there like the first time about 15 years ago. You could see so much ammunition still laying around, and
Wow.
empty shell cases and hand
Really?
grenades and mortar
Yeah.
rounds.
Oh,
They
yeah.
all just were still laying around in the forest.
And never got like buried
they
underneath.
never find it. They
No.
dig them. They make them so that you can't.
No, he's saying it was.
The
on-
enemy
saying they're
can't
still
find
there.
it.
No,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And they probably forgot. They probably got beaten, and they didn't tell them that was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably got killed, half of those guys.
So none of that stuff is there anymore, huh?
I
There's
don't
still
know.
stuff. They still find things these days.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Did anything has anything ever gone off? Like, has anything ever gone off there? Like, just gone off?
Like all of a sudden a bomb just explodes or something?
Yeah, I think it happened a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah.
But after the Battle of the Hurtgen Forest, there was a very big forest fire that took a couple of months. So a lot of the ammunition exploded after that.
Oh,
and then
wow,
a lot of the
yeah.
forest burned down.
Oh yeah,
Most
that'll
of
set it off.
The ammo was destroyed then, but they still find quite a lot.
Yeah.
And usually the explosive service is coming and they take it away.
Huh.
One of the first week we were there, one night we heard the one of the all the explosives going off that somebody hit, and it was a German explosive that they hit, and you know, it was going on. It went on for a long time. The fire. It kept on bang, boom, going. We were wondering who the hell's doing it, but it was it wasn't coming at us. It was they probably hit one of the German places where they keep their stuff. They probably hit it with a bomb.
Yeah.
But
Do you recall any bunkers in the forest?
bunkers?
Attacking bunkers?
Do you remember any?
Pillboxes?
No,
No? You don't remember any bunkers or...
I don't remember seeing any.
You didn't see any.
Some parts of the Siegfried line, the Dragon Teeth.
We didn't stay in one place too long.
I'm sorry, Yuri, what did you say?
Did you see any of the Siegfried line?
Did you see any...
Siegfried? I don't think so.
No?
I don't know. I have no idea. I got hit.
What? No more groups? I put them downstairs.
Let's see. I got there in June. When did I
June?
get
It
there?
looks like you got there June 21st, 1944.
Yeah. Well, I got there before that, but
You want this?
It says date of
No, I'm
departure, June 21st, 1944. And then date of arrival, February 9th, 1945. Does that make sense?
January.
No, you got
June.
there June of 44.
Yeah.
Date of departure.
And then you got home.
No. He left to go there on June
No.
21st
This is
of
wrong.
1944.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. And he served in the year.
That's a lot of baloney. This is wrong. I never noticed that.
He's looking at his discharge papers.
I was cadre in Camp Landing, Florida. I was with the cadre. I was one of the corporals, and we were training guys.
Mhm.
I was one of the training these kids. A kid. I was a kid myself, and I think this date must be wrong because I was only there like a week or so. But
And then he shipped
I
out.
said the wrong thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I said the wrong thing, and I got pushed out.
So something else that's interesting about my grandfather is that when the war broke out, the draft hit, and everybody started joining up and whatnot. So my grandfather's father actually had passed away. How old was your father? How old were you? You were 15.
No, my father
when your
died.
father
died,
I
yeah.
was 9.
He was 9.
So he was 9, and thanks, Dad. My grandfather's youngest of 3, youngest of 4, and all 3 of them, he had three older sisters. So when he was drafted, his father had passed away, and his mother was actually diagnosed with
She wasn't diagnosed. She was.
yeah, she had polio.
No, she didn't.
She wasn't polio?
She had arthritis all
Arthritis.
over her body.
Yeah, so she couldn't walk. She was bedridden.
My mother was. I never see my mother walk.
So when the war broke out, and the draft started happening, he didn't have to go because he was the only male in the family that was
Carried the
alive
name.
to carry the name, but he still went and fought, and that was pretty special within itself.
It's still, I was no hero. I don't feel like I was a hero.
That's the thing about him is that he doesn't believe that he's a hero, even though we all look at him that like he is. Like he looks at the guys that are out there today as the heroes, and the guys that never made back. That's the humility that he has. Carried with him for his whole life.
But to people like my grandparents, all of you were definitely heroes.
Yeah.
They were liberated from the Nazis because of you.
Yeah.
You hear that?
So,
Yeah.
and especially we in Europe, like I feel very strongly, but I owe my freedom to you as well. So that's why I'm also doing this because I'm so grateful for what you have done for us.
We were.
Thank you.
When we were walking, when we were going ahead forward, walking, you see tanks with guys over the dead. I mean, tanks that were shot, and
Blown
you
up.
see the dead guys hanging over the guns. I guess they were trying to get away, get out. And they didn't make it. Only a lot of tanks that were there.
You saw paratroopers too, right?
Paratroopers I didn't see. That's one I didn't see.
Okay.
But I seen those planes going over Cherbourg. I seen those. They said they told us there was 5,000 planes going over Cherbourg.
So back to that tank story. I hate to bring it up, but it's it's still important. But you were talking to Carrie before when we got disconnected that for a while you were picking up bodies.
Oh yeah, we picked up. We got in me and the fellow that was with. He was going to be a preacher. This guy was studying to be a preacher, and he was with me. I mean, he was in war with us, right? He was a hell of a nice guy, a young guy, just like myself, and he was a great guy. And they came up to us one day when it was a little quiet, and they told us we had to go pick up bodies and throw them on a truck. That was a nice thing to do.
Hmm.
That was great.
Yeah.
All you pick up was bones. You pick them up, a skeletons you pick up, skeletons, and they have
Yeah.
their tags on them. They're still on on their body, you know. And I'm telling you, man, sometimes I dream about it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah, I mean, I seen guys get blown up. It's
Yeah. So
I have adopted two graves of men of the 9th Infantry Division. In Europe, you can adopt a grave and you just take care of it. You visit the soldier a few times a year.
oh wow.
So a lot of European people do that, and I also take care of two graves. And my dad and mom, they adopt a grave as well. So it's
great.
Oh,
That's
thank you very
great.
much. That's really
That's
nice.
wonderful.
yeah, people in Europe do that to be thankful as well.
That's very
Yeah,
nice.
right.
I've never even heard of that. That's really nice that that you guys do that.
That's great.
It is great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
so you had another story that you had a sergeant or somebody that had you run across train tracks, and he was telling you when to go and when to not go, and you had to run up a hill and then across train tracks and down, and there was like a German machine gun nest that was shooting down at you guys,
Oh, that
and you
was.
said you could see the bullets skipping up.
Oh yeah.
in front of your feet.
That I forgot about that. Yeah, that was. We were. It was in France, but we were like a bunch of guys. We had to go across the road and go into the bushes, into the forest. I'm trying to picture it. Like they had a machine gun nest. The Germans had a machine gun nest over here, and we had to go over this way to go across the road and get into the forest. And you had to go one at a time. You couldn't go. You had to just take your chance and go one at a time. And you ran across the road and right into the woods. Right? It happened. I did it, but man, it was scary. It was
Yeah,
scary.
you can imagine.
And I could see the bullets in front of my feet landing.
From the
And
machine,
that's how close they were.
from the
I
nest,
swear to God,
from
yeah.
the machine gun nest.
Yeah, and I could see them right out of the dust was coming up, you know. I said, man, oh man, I was lucky. I swear to God, the good Lord was with me. Believe me, I remember those days. Sometimes I don't sleep.
Yeah. Can only imagine. 19 years old, I can't imagine
Yeah.
how. It's just.
Yeah.
I remember the one thing that. So I was going to join the Army out of high school, and I remember I went up to my grandfather and I told him that I was thinking about doing this, and he goes, "I served so you didn't have to." And so basically, he told me that he was, he fought so I wouldn't have to serve my time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't argue with that at all. So that really kind of put a lot of things into perspective for me, and
Yeah.
and I am who I am today because of that, of what he did for me right there. But
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
We're
And so,
all think-
in what year did he ended up being drafted or going into service?
sorry.
In what year did you go into service?
Did you get
Yeah.
drafted, Pop, or did you?
He got
I was
drafted.
drafted.
Yeah, he got drafted.
What year?
I didn't volunteer. I got drafted.
What year did you get drafted,
I'm
Poppy?
looking right now.
19. What's that?
Date
43.
date of induction, November 3rd, 1943. Date of entry, so November 3rd of 1943 he was inducted, so he was drafted. And
Yeah.
then November 24th of 43, so
A couple months later.
so no, same month.
Oh, November.
So 21 days later. He
You
um
had that
he-
much time to get
he-
your things together, everything together.
he went into active service on November 24th of 43.
Wow.
And then, let me see. It says his occupation was light mortar crewman 607. Some medals that he was he got over there was a combat infantry badge, on October 7th of 1944. So there had to have been a battle around that time that got him the CIB. And
We were in a couple
Yeah,
of
October 7th, they were.
Yeah.
There was one day after the attack started on a small town called Gurmeta in the Hurtgen Forest.
okay,
So they were pinned. His company was pinned down in this forest area, and it took them a couple of days to get out of there.
oh wow, so that's what
So
happened.
that what was the battle there?
Yeah, it's just
This is outside
the
the Hurtgen.
objective was to cut a road. There was a main road there with a village, and 2 crossroads that they had to take. So
Do you remember
and
that?
they like in total they spent like 10 days or
Well,
like
I'm
12 days to
I'm
get
91
this
years
road
old. How
junctions.
much can I remember?
That's unbelievable that it's great to hear that you knew,
What
know
that is.
what that was, because
He doesn't.
he never really talked. He didn't talk about his service
I
after.
right here on the map. As
Oh
well.
wow,
Wow.
yeah, oh that's great.
So that you said the objective of that around that date was to cut off a road that was a main source of like transportation.
Yeah, so in the Hurtgen Forest, like in the south part, there's a town called Manschau, and in the north there's a town called Düren, and there was one main road that the Germans used as well to take all their supplies on and everything.
Yep.
So they wanted to cut that road and take control of the road junctions there, and from there push on further into Germany, because that was located near a ridge. So that was the main objective. But the 60th, they had some of the heaviest casualties there of World War II during the October 44.
Oh
So
wow.
they spent about 2 weeks there and had about 4,000 or 5,000 people casualties, like wounded and killed and missing in action. And it's just a very small area in the forest there.
Wow.
So you said he was given about.
So that's where he got his combat infantry badge. So this
Oh, wow.
that blue one right there with the musket, that's a CIB.
Uh-huh.
So he got that during what he's
Oh,
talking.
so
what
here-
Yuri was talking about.
Who was second in command over there for the Army?
Yeah, you had
What was his name?
well, there was Greg, Lieutenant Greg.
Greg.
Lieutenant Greg.
No. I'm talking about for the United States Army. Who was second in command?
So
The
yeah,
whole
you had
army.
Bradley,
Brad.
and then
Bradley.
Louis Craig.
Bradley. Wasn't he second in command?
Yeah.
I seen him. He came over in a half track. He came through our area. He came. The damn half track was going so fast you couldn't see it.
So that.
No, it was in a bad area.
So he was in a German half track.
It was an American.
An American half track.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a half
That's
track?
the only guy I
It's
seen.
got wheels in the front and it's got tracks in the back.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
that's the first guy I seen.
Yeah.
That's the only. Well, I shouldn't say first. That's the only general I seen in the battle.
In that campaign.
The only guy.
Yes.
And he flew by so fast, I just about noticed him.
Yeah.
Can't blame him
Yeah,
though,
they didn't
because
like
it was a bad area.
So some other things that are on his dispatch papers, it says that battles and campaigns that he was involved in. Rhineland, it says GO number 40, WD number 45. And Northern France, GO number 33, WD number 45. I'm not sure what the GO number 33 or WD 45 means. But yeah, if you could see, I'll show it to you right here. Is that... I don't know if you could see it, but
Yeah.
we could take a picture of this and send it to you for sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, he was wounded on November 22nd, 1944 in Germany.
Oh, I didn't tell you about Viviers. Go ahead.
yeah, okay.
Talk.
Do you want to show him this?
No.
Okay.
We'll show him that in a second. So he was awarded. Well, we can show him that right now, actually. So he was awarded the Purple Heart. We got this
This
made for him.
framed.
Wow.
So he was awarded the Purple Heart. There's his CIB from October 7th. He's got a Bronze Star, and then he's got his theater badges right there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, actually, he has 2 Bronze Stars. That's just one of them, but he was awarded 2 of them.
Okay.
Did you
Okay.
Did you hear about Vivieres? Did I have to tell you about Vivieres?
don't
The
think so.
hospital.
No,
The hospital in
Okay, yeah.
Vivieres. Did I tell you about
don't
that?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
You told me. You didn't tell him.
Oh. I was sent, after I got wounded, they sent us to Vivieres Hospital. Right?
Yeah.
So I went there in an ambulance, in one of the ambulances they had, and we stayed like, well, I think it was overnight or maybe one day, right? And we were supposed to fly back. We were supposed to fly back to England. They were supposed to take us back to England. This was the wounded, all the wounded guys. And we were supposed to fly back to England the next day. The next day it started raining like hell. It was in the evening, right? We were going to leave in the evening. That's what we were going to do. They were going to put us on planes, and we were supposed to go back to England. It rained so hard that they didn't use the planes. They put us on a boat. But in the meantime, you remember Glenn Miller? Did you ever
Yes,
hear of
I
Glenn
know.
Miller? He flew the same
Yes.
night that we were getting on a plane on a boat, and he's never been heard from yet.
Yeah.
They never
I'm
found
missing
his
all
body.
the way through a plane ride, yeah. Wow.
And I thank the Lord every day for that I didn't get on a plane. That would
I
have
always
been a bad
play
night.
little records when I'm doing research, actually.
Do you really?
Huh?
Yes, I love it. I have a lot of his records, and I actually book and everything. Yeah,
About
really like
what
it.
was
He plays Glenn Miller when he's doing some research.
He did?
He
He
does.
does.
When-
Here he does.
Oh yeah.
You got to tell him what ended up happening about the hospital that you were in.
He didn't finish.
Yeah. in
It
a
got
second.
blown up.
Oh, you'll tell
Well,
him.
you'll
yeah.
tell
When he
him.
gets back, you'll tell him.
Wow.
The legendary Glenn Miller. That's great.
And did I tell you what happened about with the hospital after we left? The next,
You didn't tell him. Go
he
ahead.
tell
blew it up because a lot of those
Yeah.
guys that were in it got killed.
Mhm.
Yeah, the hospital got bombed.
So he thinks it was the day after, or like a couple days after he left and was put on the
Okay.
ship. He thinks that he knows that it exploded, but he thinks it was like the day or two after he left.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
They were on the boat and they caught word that the hospital or Vivieres was bombed
Bombed.
and the hospital was hit and everybody inside the hospital was killed.
But we don't know.
And,
that.
well, we don't know that, but he left 2 days before all that happened. That's when he got sent
I got
home.
lucky.
So he,
Oh, sorry.
Me
But,
and
my hometown. So right now I live in Copenhagen, Denmark, but I was born in Maastricht, and Maastricht is just across the border from Verviers. So it's really nearby my hometown as well.
Oh wow, it's unbelievable.
what did he say?
that the
When he was born was very close to Vivieres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
on the other side.
on the other side of the border.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Very nice.
The Vivieres is in France, right?
Yeah.
It's in Belgium.
In Belgium.
Belgium.
Okay.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah, France,
Interesting,
Belgium,
yeah.
Germany, and I hit Holland, a little bit of Holland.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of Holland, I was in, right where the wheels are. You know the wheels, the water wheels on the side. That's where I was hiding. Me and a few other guys. Oh, that's what we were ordered to do. We stay there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Have you ever been back to Europe?
No.
He's been back to
Oh,
Europe,
yeah.
but not.
Oh, I went to Italy. I didn't go no place else.
Yeah.
That's the only place I went.
Mhm. Yeah, he never got to visit Normandy or got to go back to any of where he was before.
He didn't really go on a plane again until. How old
Yeah.
were we?
Huh?
How old were we when you went on a plane again?
Well, he was never on a plane when he was over there. He took boats
You were
everywhere.
never on a plane?
Nope.
Nope, he was on boats the whole time.
You were never on a plane, not
Never
once.
on a plane until your mother took me. Your mother, your stepmother, and his mother,
Yeah, so I mean, I think that
and my son.
I think that he may have gone on an airplane the first time that they went to Disney. So like, my brothers were probably he was probably
I was
3.
probably 3 years old. So like
Yeah.
24 years ago. But so when he went over to service in England, there was that whole battle of the Atlantic was happening where the U-boats were taking out all the convoys and, all these boats just getting picked off by U-boats, and we really couldn't get after them. We were losing that battle. You know about it because, but he actually took an Italian cruise liner boat, right? Was it a Italian cargo
Oh
ship?
yeah, you're the ship that you were on.
The ship that you were on, the
Was built-
Louis
Pasteur.
Louis
Louis
Pasteur.
Pasteur was being fixed, made up in New York. In New York. And that's the ship we went over on. Took us 5.5 or 6 days. That was one of the fastest ships.
Because he was on. It was supposed
That's
to.
why we didn't have any. What do you call it?
destroyers or any
No,
convoy.
we didn't have no
anything.
convoy.
Yeah.
We went over no convoy. We came back in a convoy. The first night out, we got a scare. But then the
U-boat scare?
Yeah, we got a U-boat scare. But then they bypassed it. They let it go. I guess I don't know what. the
So
hell happened.
I guess because the ship was so fast, they felt like they didn't need escorts or anything to
No,
get them
they
over
didn't.
there.
But coming back,
But
we
come
had
back
an
again.
escort.
So you were saying that when you were I think it was when you were coming back as that storm, but the waves were so bad.
Oh man, they were. Whew. Man, those boats were underwater. They were underwater. They'd come up, and then they'd be underwater again.
Oh man.
I wouldn't want to be on one of them ships. They was what the hell do they call them? What kind of ships did they call them?
Not destroyers. They're
No, they weren't destroyers. They were carrying stuff over. They were bringing stuff
The
over and back.
LCTs,
Sorry?
the LCTs, landing craft carriers. Or,
No, it wasn't an aircraft carrier.
Landing craft carrier.
No,
Not air. Landing.
No.
No?
They were. All I know is when you look out and you see the ships, you would see them go underwater and come back up. There weren't much submarines either, believe me. They were cargo boats, is what they were,
Yeah.
more or less. No, they were cargo boats.
But so when you had that submarine scare, you were helping like the wounded guys.
Oh yeah,
that
you
were-
have to. Anybody that could walk had to help a wounded.
So what were you doing when you had that submarine scare? Like, were you like
I got up and
just-
I had to watch somebody.
you just had to
Yeah.
stand and watch?
Yeah. One guy didn't have a leg. You know,
And then
you
you
have
help.
to do something. You got to help.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so going over there, when you landed, you were saying you were climbing down those ropes, the ropes to get into like
How'd you get into
the
the
carriers.
How'd you get off the boat?
Hey, like when you got off the
The
boat.
ship.
We got off the ship. We got off on we had to go down a rope ladder.
Yeah, rope
Yeah.
ladders.
Into
yeah.
what though? Into another boat?
Into like a smaller
Into
A little-
boat.
small
like a
boat,
rowboat?
and then they took it to the
To
shore.
shore.
To the shore.
Cherbourg.
Yeah.
So when you were
To Normandy.
well, Normandy is a huge section. Cherbourg is a section of Normandy. Like Normandy's like
Yeah,
one
right.
is a big
Yeah, we
province.
looked at it on a map last time we
last
were
time.
home.
Well, that's how we found him.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, the way I found you was that my sister, my brother, and I have been trying to document everything that my grandfather has been going through, and it's kind of hard to do that on our own because it's just not.
He doesn't.
It's just new to us, in a sense. So, anyways, we're sitting here and we're Googling while he's talking to us. We're Googling Cherbourg and we're Googling, the Hurricane Forest and all this stuff.
like one person has an iPad. We each have a
Yeah.
computer. Every time he's saying something, we're just Googling it.
We're opening a new tab and Googling, right?
It's not, everything. I don't know if I told you half of the stuff, but I told you most of it. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's not going anywhere yet.
So it's funny. So like I would all of a sudden I came across your website and I started reading it and I was like, oh wow, this guy's writing a book about the 9th Infantry Division. Like I should probably send him an email. So that's how I got in contact with you, just because last time we were home we just started talking about it because he'll just start talking about it out of nowhere. Like you'll just be sitting there. And he'll remember something and start talking about it. And so we were like, wow, we have to really start documenting all these things down. So we started last time and then we found you and it was like, it was it made sense to email you and whatnot. Yeah.
Right.
It's really great. You already had those other videos as well.
Coming.
They were very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, my brother's a
Really good, like,
my brother's a
And if you need
photographer
help
and he
with
did
anything
that.
Of timeline, or if you need help with timelines or like events,
Mm-hmm.
I made some notes. So I'm gonna send you a bunch of info.
Oh
I
yeah.
have
Uh,
things he talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if we can get information on like the Rhineland and northern France, like those battles and
Yes.
the information on October 7th. And I mean anything else that you think he would have went through, like we would totally appreciate that. And like one of the,
I'm trying to write. He has written down a lot of his story, and I've just kind of retyped what he wrote. So trying to like Google things that he wrote, so I could figure out what it was or whatever. So I can also send that over to you. Maybe you can fill in some holes.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of like he'll like tell a story and then I'll tell a story again with like an added detail. So I have to go through and really edit it. But
what was I gonna say, Pop? Just thinking about this, but it's, like you were a mortar division. Like I remember you told me this one time about a mortar that you put right into a house of where the Germans were.
Yeah, we did that.
So like,
Yeah,
can you want to talk a little more about that?
I didn't see it. All I did was put the thing in. It goes there and went right through the roof of the house.
But they said that you.
Yeah, it was quite a ways.
But the guys said they just saw a bunch of Germans run out of the house.
Yeah. You seen a bunch of them, and those that didn't run out of the house,
Yeah. Oh, what about that story of the
wait, so you were where were you that you were shooting mortar? You were within a village?
It
Were you
was,
in a
I
town?
don't know, it was in some village. We were under, we were over here, and they were down there, over there. And they told us how far it was, how that stuff. So you set your mortar, and you just hope you hit it, and this one just went right through the roof.
Yeah.
And they come running out of the house like really crazy people.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get lucky, Let me tell you, there's luck and prayer. You gotta have both.
Yeah. I'm sure.
You gotta have both.
What weapons did you carry? Do you remember? Which ones?
I carried carbine.
Okay, so the M14.
I carried
the M14. I think it is.
I carried the mortar.
Yep.
And then later on, we didn't have the carbine no more. We had the
Pistols.
Colt 45.
And that's when you just got wounded, right? When you
Yeah.
got the pistol.
Yeah, they took it away from me. In the hospital, I was waving it around, they told me. I was waving it around, and they grabbed it.
You remember?
That's what they told me. I don't
He was
know.
probably on morphine. He was probably on morphine or some sort of painkiller.
I was,
If I
I
couldn't
was
hear
like
anything in your
almost out
nervous,
of it. I
yeah.
was almost out of it.
Dead.
Dead.
I brand new
I'll
45.
send some
Colt
pictures as well
45.
of my visits to Normandy. I've been to Normandy a few times as well, so I have some pictures of maybe some areas.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
also
great.
from the Hurtgen Forest, I have a lot of pictures of all the areas there.
So, definitely one thing that's on my bucket list is that we really want to, I guess, understand exactly where he landed on the beach. My grandfather landed on the beach, and like where.
Omaha.
Well, yeah,
Sherburne.
Cherbourg, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what we want is that we want to know like where he went from there, and like where his steps would have taken him
Who the heck
until
knows?
where he got wounded.
Who the-
Well, I mean, he didn't know.
I know.
So and the reason is because maybe one day we have hopes that we can go over there and walk those steps and travel the path that he pathed and see what it's like now.
No, it's,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I can help with that. I can look up the coordinates and reports and everything, and set out like a Google Map route as well.
Oh, cool.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing.
What do you say?
He could set up like a map so you could see where you were.
Where you were, so he could show you on a map where you walked. And
Do you remember certain, like, he knows he was in St. Lo?
yeah, he was in St. Lo for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You said you were in St. Lo? You were at the Battle of St. Lo or something?
No, I don't know
Well, it's
about
not.
the battle.
It's not here. Yeah, it's not in the battles.
No, I don't think it's in the battle. St. Lo
Well, it
was a
says-
village, so...
Well, it's a village in France.
Right.
Yeah.
So it says northern France in here as one of his major campaigns and battles. So that St. Lo might be underneath that. I mean,
Because I know that there's I don't know if you read the book or know about. There's a book. I can't remember what it's called now, but it happens in Mullo, Saint Mullo, I think.
St. Malo.
Yeah, Sam Malo. Yeah.
Saint Malo, and that's
Saint
there's a book. I don't know if you've read it. It's a book. It's a perspective of a blind girl, and there's a perspective of a soldier.
Yeah.
All the light you cannot
I know
see.
the story.
It's called All the Light You Cannot See.
Yeah.
In English. That's the name of the book. So, but I read that book, and then he's telling me that where he was, and I think it's the same village.
Okay.
But I'm not-
So many villages, I don't know.
But he was
So,
in.
yeah, in the 9th Division, they weren't really like near Saint Malo,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
as far as I know. But of course, maybe they, I don't know, some troops went other ways. Some maybe if they had some time off, maybe.
But there were
Or,
two different. There's a.
battle.
You said you were in. Where did you? You were in St. Lo? No. What city were you? Because I looked it up.
The 9th Division, they were near Saint Lo.
I
as
know
well, yeah.
Viviers is
So like there's
Viviers.
no.
Oh yeah,
But there's like the city that the book took place in is like Saint Lo, and he was in Mullo, or some like vice versa.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
But it was just not far from each other, so I just remember being like, "Wow!" Like
Yeah.
that's the parallels of like they talk about the American troops walking through the city, just the small village to get next.
Hey, I don't remember these names. No, I'm 91 years old.
You
know.
remember perfectly well.
That's 70, how many
You got,
years
you
ago?
got some pretty good
Yeah.
memory, Bob.
70 years ago.
For
So-
91, you remember a lot, kid.
So there was
There's a
a.
lot I missed too, believe me.
Apparently, there's a. We can't find it. We don't know who it was. I think it was the New York Times. You said
Oh, the
the-
Daily News.
the
Daily
News.
News. The Daily News.
There was a picture of a bunch of soldiers on the back of a tank, just kind of like going through. And my grandfather said that he remembers seeing that picture and saying that he was on that tank. And so I don't know if you've seen
You see the
pictures like
picture.
that, but
You'll see it. It's got to be me.
Yeah.
I don't know who else looks like that.
yeah. So,
So we have to do some like microfiche type of research, but
Mhm.
It was on the back of the New York News or the Daily News or the Mirror, Daily Mirror. I don't remember which one it was on.
Oh.
There's got to be a picture around here someplace. I got to have it around someplace.
So Yuri, what's your so like what compelled you to write stories about the 9th Infantry Division specifically?
Well, yeah, I was always interested in World War II, and my parents, like where I grew up, is nearby the American Cemetery in Margraten. It's in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So, and then we visited Normandy at an early age on, and quite often. And my grandfather, he joined the 2nd Armored Division after they liberated my hometown as well. So he had a lot of stories
Oh wow.
as a volunteer. And at one point I read a book, and this veteran described this battle in the Hurtgen Forest in high detail, and I became really fascinated by this battle because it was only an hour away from my hometown.
Oh wow.
And then I figured out that it was an overlooked battle and that so many divisions were a part of it. And then I read about the 9th Division, and I couldn't find any other book written about him. So I wanted to find out more about him, and then so 15 years ago I started to research them. And so I was writing National Archives and get documentation and reports, and then I put up a small website, and through there I met some veterans and family members, and kind of went on from there. So right now I have a huge archive of information.
Oh, that's
and
great.
pictures.
Yeah.
I have been in touch with over 400 families.
400?
So, yes.
Wow.
And I've been able to provide all of
400
them
families
details
he's spoken
about
to that were
oh
part
my
of the
God.
infantry.
my dad was killed in the Hurtgen Forest. Do you maybe have information? And I was always able to give them a lot of info.
Wow.
So I just do a lot of research as well. And in return, I also get a lot of pictures and documents, and it's just
Yeah.
really interesting. And some of the veterans told me you should write a book about this. So I've been doing that for a couple of years, but I have a full-time job and I have a family. I just got a second baby.
Right, yeah,
4 weeks ago.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's a bit busy at the moment.
Congratulations.
so what's your
Boy or girl?
Did you have
It's
a?
a girl. So right now I have 2 girls. I live with 3 girls at the moment.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So what's your full-time job besides doing this as well?
They call it a product delivery manager. It's a company called Trustpilot. So it's a review platform where
Okay.
if you buy something, have a buying experience, you can review it. So I work with product groups that make all these widgets for it and like email functions, a lot of things. I just have to make sure it's like a project manager.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
And what do you do?
So I'm a clothing designer for Under Armour.
Okay.
It's a clothing company in America here.
He might know who
Under Armour is
It's like-
international.
Do you know Under Armour? Have you ever heard of them before?
No, I'm not sure.
No.
Sport
Okay.
goods.
I mean, it's a sporting goods, it's a performance apparel company. So I design clothes for them, and
Okay.
and my sister is a model agent.
So I get models their jobs.
Nice.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I've traveled.
Maybe now if I see the brand, I might notice it more.
Look,
yeah.
this is the logo right here. Can you see it?
It looks like 2 H's.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's a U and an A, which are intertwined.
Okay.
But
I'll
yes.
look for it. Maybe I'll find it somewhere.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. We're big in international football right now, so
Okay.
yeah, you'll see it. But after the war, my grandfather used his GI Bill, which is just money that the government gave to help people go to college or start their own businesses. Those who served. And what'd you do when you opened? Did you open a deli after the war? What'd you do right away after the war?
I went to work for Shaw.
Oh, that's right. AMP. Yeah, that's
Which
right.
is a supermarket.
Yeah, so that's right. You worked for a supermarket. Yeah.
I went to work.
Yeah.
I went back to work for AMP. I was working for them part-time, then I went back full-time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he opened his own butcher shop later on.
And
Alright.
so we bought
Yeah,
me
sub
and
shop and
A sub store,
Yeah.
sandwich store, and
then I went to work for ShopRite.
yeah, worked for another grocery
And
store.
I got hurt there.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
But this has been really great. I think I should be going as well.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
it's
late.
late for you.
Help out a bit, and
Yeah.
What time is it there?
but
7
now,
hours?
I think it's
if
great
possible,
what
we
you're
can do
doing.
this
This-
again sometime in the
But-
future.
Ask him what
Yeah,
time.
for sure. What's the time difference right now? It's probably what 10 o'clock.
No, it's early.
Yeah, it's 10:30, just
10:30.
past 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah.
It's 6 hours, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Where's-
much.
Thank you
Where
so
are
much.
located?
He's in
Denmark.
Denmark.
You were in Denmark?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been talking to
Oh,
Europe.
I didn't know that.
I told you.
God bless you. God
He's
bless
in
you.
Copenhagen,
Ah,
Pop.
that's good.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's
You're
great.
talking through a computer.
I
He's on
know.
the other side of the world
On
right
the other
now.
side of the
I
world.
know you now. Now I know it. I didn't know
How
that.
crazy is that? To think that at one point you had to have a guy swim across the river, take off his clothes and swim across the river in order to give a message, right? And now in the same lifetime we're talking halfway across having the same
Yeah,
conversation halfway
it's
across the
amazing.
world. It's unbelievable.
When this is over, I'm going to make Max go upstairs and take his clothes off and swim.
That's a little ridiculous. That's my dad. That's my dad. His son. But yeah, we
Thank
really
you very much.
we really do appreciate what you're doing, and it's very important.
To remember.
It's very important for all of us to remember because we're very lucky to have him in our lives. Very lucky,
Yes,
and
of course.
to know that the stories of the brave men and women like him are gonna live
Scared.
through people like you. It's very important, and we really appreciate what you're doing for the American lives that were fought over there and sacrificed over there for the freedom of the world. And we just really appreciate what you're doing, and we hope to continue to speak with you and look forward to talk to you again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing, great opportunity. So thank you for talking to me as well and taking this time right before Christmas for doing this.
If you talk,
Ask him if he
Yeah, I will make sure that all these men are not forgotten. So,
and if you,
and I'm already telling I took my eldest daughter. She's 3.5 now, but she was already at the cemetery placing flowers.
Aw.
That's very nice. Thank you
and
very
passing the
much.
torch.
That's awesome.
What were you gonna say,
I
Bob?
was just going to say, well, a lot of people think you're heroes, but let me tell you something. We were all scared as hell. We were all scared as
I
hell.
can imagine.
There's no way getting around it.
Life.
Yeah.
No way getting around it.
So do you ever plan on coming to the United States?
Yes. I've been. I visited a couple of veterans actually last year in Colorado and Minneapolis. They became friends as well and as a family. And next year, my girlfriend and I are trying to plan a week to New York.
Oh wow! So when you come to New York, we're 10 minutes outside of New York City.
We're like 20 minutes.
All right.
outside.
20 minutes, but we're very close. So if you
Okay.
do come to New York City, please let us know. We would love to.
Be our guest for dinner.
Yeah, you can come over for dinner. We would love to have you. We'd love for you to
Great.
meet
Yeah, sounds
our
great,
grandfather and meet your family. It would be a blessing. It would be great.
Yeah.
One next year.
Sounds great. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and just keep us posted on that, and again, we'll speak with you soon, shortly about all of this. And my sister
Yes.
record an hour and a half long video, so
Oh, wow.
we'll send that to you, so that way you have it as well.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. Yeah, and I'm gonna wish you and the whole family a Merry Christmas as well. I hope you have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful time.
You too.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Same to you, and God bless.
God bless you.
And yes, sir. Thank you for my freedom. That's all. That's really something I need, and I feel it that way.
Thank you.
Yuri.
Thank you very much. You're a very nice gentleman.
Well, it was great to
God
meet you
bless
all.
you.
There's the crying baby in the back now.
Yes.
Ah.
Where?
Thank you very much, Yuri. It was great
Have a good
meeting
one.
you.
Thank you. Happy
Nice
New
meeting
Year.
Merry Christmas,
Nice
Happy
to
New
see you.
Year.
Merry Christmas.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Take
Bye.
care.
I hope the guys didn't turn out to be
Guys, Do you know that Yuri is probably a Jewish name?
Yeah.
You're wishing him Merry Christmas.
So what?
I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying.
We're wishing you a Merry Christmas.
but
Yeah,
I'm
you're Jew.
celebrating with you. Did you put peaches in
Let
this?
me go get your.
No.
Let me go get your.
No.
Hey, Pop.
Oh, you didn't like that? You don't like that, Pete?
I like that beat. I like that beat.